Howdy! Welcome to Aspire Mountain Academy. I'm Professor Curtis, your instructor for this course in Introductory Statistics. In less than 10 minutes, this video provides additional practice in identifying Type 1 and Type 2 errors. Let's get started. Alright, so we're going back to this example that we keep using. It's actually a pretty useful example for illustrating how to do what we're going to do. So, for the claim that 20% of adults smoke, identify the Type 1 error. What would be the Type 1 error for this particular claim? Feel free to stop the video, come up with your answer, and then restart the video, and we'll see how well you did. Okay, let's see how well you did with this. So, remember, we're going to start off by remembering what a Type 1 error is. Okay, a Type 1 error means we're rejecting the null hypothesis when it's actually true. Okay, what is the null hypothesis? Well, the null hypothesis here in this case is that the proportion is 20%. The alternative being something different. So, if the null hypothesis actually is true, then the proportion of smokers actually equals 20%. But Type 1 error means we're rejecting it. So, we're going to reject the null hypothesis when it's actually equal to 20%. And that is answer option C. Let's look at another familiar example, or at least it should be familiar by now. So here the claim is that the mean pulse rate of adult females is 76 beats per minute or lower. So what would be the Type 1 error here? Go ahead and stop the video, come up with your answer, and then get back into the video and we'll see how well you did. Okay, let's see how well you did with this. So remember, first we're going to remember what is a Type 1 error. Type 1 error is we're going to reject the null hypothesis when it's actually true. So what is the null hypothesis? Well, the null hypothesis in this case is that the mean value is 76. So if this is actually true, then that means the mean value actually is 76 beats per minute. But the Type 1 error means that we reject it when it's true. So we're going to reject that null hypothesis that it is 76 when the mean value actually is equal to 76. And the answer that best represents that line of logic is answer option A. Reject the null hypothesis that the mean pulse rate of adult females is 76 or lower when the mean value is actually equal to 76. Let's look at the same examples that we just looked at for Type 1 errors for Type 2 errors. So in the smoking example, the claim was that 20% of adults smoke. What would be the Type 2 error here? Again, stop the video, come up with your answer, then come back and we'll see how well you did. Okay, let's see how well you did with this. So, first we're going to remember what is a Type 2 error. And remember from the chart, the Type 2 error is we're failing to reject the null hypothesis when it's actually false. So what would the null hypothesis in this case be? Well, again, here the proportion is equal to 20%. That's the null hypothesis. So if this is actually a false statement, then the proportion of smokers is going to be something other than 20%. And the Type 2 error will then be failing to reject the null hypothesis when it's actually something different than 20%. And the answer option that best matches that line of logic is going to be answer option B. Fail to reject the null hypothesis that 20% of adults smoke when that proportion is actually more than 20%. Okay, more is different. It could have said different. Here it says more. It's the one that best matches because it's certainly not equal to. And you can't select answer options A or C because they'll say reject the null hypothesis. And we want to fail to reject the null hypothesis for a Type 2 error. So the one that best matches is answer option B. Let's look at one more example, again with the pulse rate for the females. So what is the Type 2 error here with this claim? Again, stop the video, come up with your answer, then come back. We'll see how well you did. Okay, let's see how we did with this. So, first, what is a type 2 error? Well, a type 2 error means that we fail to reject the null hypothesis when it's actually false. The null hypothesis in this case is that the mean value is 76. So if that is actually false, then that means the mean value is something different than 76. Could be more, could be less, could be more or less. It means just something different. Okay? So when we go and compare with our answer options up at top, the one that best matches all that we've gone through here is answer option D. We're failing to reject the null hypothesis when the mean value is actually less than 76. Okay? So different could mean more, could be less in the answer statement. It's just something different. But you'll always have it one or the other. And notice how the other two statements say equal. Okay? So you know it's not going to be those. And then you know it has to be failed to reject because that's part of the definition for type 2 error. So again, memorizing those definitions of the type 1 and type 2 error from the table is really a handy thing to do. It helps you through these problems so you can deduce your way to the right answer. And that brings us to the end of this mini lecture. I hope you found it helpful. You can find more mini lectures for this and other courses at AspireMountainAcademy.com. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.